So this question is x squared minus 8x plus 4 equals 0. This is a quadratic equation. So normally speaking, we have many different strategies we could use. You could try to factor it. And if you do, you'll find out this does not factor. Then you have two other strategies, either the quadratic formula or completing the square. Let me go ahead and do the quadratic formula here. So in that case, a is 1, b is -8, and c is 4. Remember, our formula is x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we get x equals -b is the negative of -8, which would be +8, plus or minus the square root of b squared, that's -8 squared, minus 4ac, 4 times 1 times 4, all divided by 2a, all divided by 2 times 1. So we get x equals 8 plus or minus the square root of -8 times -8 is +64, minus 4 times 1 times 4 is 16 over 2. So we get 8 plus or minus 64 minus 16 is 48. And we need to figure out a way to simplify the square root of 48. So you ask yourself, it is 4 times 12 for sure, but 48 is also 16 times 3. So if you can find a perfect square in there, you can simplify it. So this is 8 plus or minus square root of 16 times square root of 3 divided by 2. So continuing with that process, then we get x equals 8 plus or minus root 16 is 4 root 3 over 2. So it's 8 over 2 plus or minus 4 root 3 over 2. So x equals 8 over 2 plus or minus 4 root 3 over 2, which gives me x is 4 plus or minus 2 root 3. You want to go ahead and write that in set notation, so I like to use curly braces for that. So one of my answers is 4 plus 2 root 3, and the other answer is 4 minus 2 root 3. So that was solving it using the quadratic formula. Now let's go ahead and try to solve it with completing the square. So again, the question is x squared minus 8x plus 4 is 0. Let's add -4 to both sides. So now we get x squared minus 8x equals -4, and I want to complete the square. So how do I do that? What is my strategy for completing the square? The leading coefficient has to be 1. It is. It's 1x squared. These two middle terms add up to -8x. So if these two middle terms add up to -8x, they're each -4x. How do I build x squared? X times x. How do I build -4x? That's x times -4 here and x times -4 here. So how do I complete the square? -4 times -4 is +16. That's what I have to add to both sides. Add +16 to this side, add +16 to that side. So doing all of this, we have x minus 4 times x minus 4 here equals x squared minus 4x plus 16, which is, of course, x minus 4 squared. So the left-hand side here is x minus 4 squared. The right-hand side, -4 plus 16, which is 12. Next, take the square root of both sides. Square root of x minus 4 squared will be plus or minus the square root of 12. So x minus 4 is plus or minus. The square root of 12 is square root of 4 times square root of 3. So we get x minus 4 is plus or minus 2 times the square root of 3. So we get x is 4 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 3. Again, I'm going to write my answer in set form for plus 2 root 3 is one answer, for minus 2 root 3 is another answer.